Okay. Here are the answers for the 413 review preview. So the first question says, two of the connections in your representations of patterns web are pattern to table and pattern to rule. Practice these connections as you answer the question below. So on graph paper, draw figure 0 and figure 4. So I know that figure 1, if I were to figure out how it's growing, it's adding these two right here each time. So go back to figure 0, I would take them away. So figure 0 is going to look just like that. And then figure 4, I'm going to add one more. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 already. So I need 5. So figure 4 is going to look like that. So then it says, okay, represent this with the table. So in figure 0, I know I have 3. Figure 1 has 4, 5. I'm adding 2 each time. So it'll have 7, 9, 11, and then 13. And then represent with the rule. So I know that my growth is 2. So I know I'm going to do y equals 2x, and my figure 0 is 3, so plus 3. It's going to be my rule. Problem number 27 says for each of the equations below, solve for x, show work, check your answer. So I draw my line. So the first step is I'm going to combine like terms. These x's actually cancel out. So I get negative 2 plus 2x equals 2. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. I get 2x equals 4. Divide by 2. I get x equals 2. So then to check my answer, I would plug it back in. Negative 2 plus 4 should equal negative 2 plus 2 plus 2. So negative 2 plus 2 is going to give me 2. This will equal 0 plus 2. So it's correct. For B, I'm going to start by adding 3x to both sides. So I get 2 equals 4x plus 2. Subtract 2. Let's cancel. So I end up with 0 equals 4x. Divide by 4. So 0 equals x. So then I'll double check it. So I get 2 minus 0, which is 2, equals 2. So it checks out. Problem 28 says another one of the connections in your representation of patterns web is graph to table. In chapters 1 through 3, you develop tools to find a table from a graph. Consider this connection as you complete the table from the graph that it's based on. So in this table, so negative 3. So if I went over to 1, 2, 3 and down, it's between negative 2 and negative 3. So it's negative 2.5. Negative 2 is exactly at negative 2. Negative 1 is between negative 1 and negative 2. It's negative 1.5. 0 is at negative 1. 1 is at negative 0.5. 2 is at 0. And then 3 is at 0.5. So it's growing by half each time. Problem number 29. Joe drove 100 miles from San Francisco to Gilroy and used 4 gallons of gas. This problem actually has 2 questions. How much gas should you expect to use for 3,000 miles? So I wrote a proportion. So I know it's 4 gallons for every 100 equals x gallons for 3,000. So I got 100x equals 12,000. So x equals 120 gallons. And then it also said, what's the unit rate, the miles per gallon? So it was 100 miles divided by 4, so it equals 25 miles per gallon.